High productivity does not need a lot of space. Here is how I built my own productivity pod on less than 4 square meters. After really trying to work in the living room, the kitchen, the bedroom and anywhere in between, I decided to give our attic a try. Here I have a niche of 170 by 200 centimeters for roughly 3.5 square meters. This being an attic, I also had to deal with the slanted ceiling, giving me a room height going from 235 centimeters on the tall side all the way down to 135 on the short one. So let me show you how this worked out. I started by listing all the elements and items that eventually would have to be in there. Obviously, this included a desk, a chair, a laptop, an external monitor, mouse and keyboard, and because I frequently do online sessions like workshops, I also had to look after a high quality camera, microphone and additional lighting. And admittedly more for fun than productivity probably, I wanted to have a decent sound system. Of course, all this was supposed to be well organized in a structured way without cluttering my desk. This is the challenge I faced, and here is how I approached it. For the desk, I decided to get the necessary elements from IKEA. I chose the Carl V walnut countertop and 2 LX drawer elements in white. Both of these items are available in other colors, but for me this combination seemed to fit best with the available room I had, especially considering that I also have a wooden floor. The desktop looks good and does not scratch easily at all. The drawer elements do exactly what they're supposed to do. They give me storage for my things. Currently, I just put them in there as they are. There are not too many items yet, so everything is still well organized. If there should be more of those things, I will probably go for some additional structure inside the drawers as well. While assembling the desk, I made sure that the desktop would hang over the left drawer element just a bit. The idea being that once I move it to the wall, there would be a small niche for easier cable management and hiding all the ugly things that we necessarily need for such a setup but really don't want to see. Next up, the chair. I decided not to go for a classical office chair. Instead, I got the Secret Lab Titan series. I actually bought this chair already 2 years ago and it still looks like new. It is top quality, very comfortable in any position, and most importantly, it allows me to change the position and adjust all the elements on the chair very easily and quickly, so I can switch from working at the desk into a more relaxed position for consuming content very quickly. The first thing I put on the desk itself is a Grove-made desk shelf. For obvious reasons, I took the walnut version, but it's also available in black. The desk shelf looks great, is top quality, and makes it very easy to store additional items on your desk in easy reach without actually cluttering your desk. I have a few items there that I need very frequently and don't want to keep in the drawers. Additionally, I can easily move my keyboard out of the way to make space for manual note-taking and then get it back again without any hassle. If I take manual notes, I do it on the Remarkable 2. It offers fantastic writing and sketching properties. It feels very much like real paper, and of course it synchronizes with my PC and mobile phone. So any notes I'm taking quickly still get synchronized to all the devices I'm working with. The Remarkable 2 turns on very quickly, allowing me to take spontaneous notes during calls, which I do not very often, but if and when I need to, it's really convenient to have it at hand. The last item inside the desk shelf is my tablet. In my case, it's a relatively old Microsoft Surface Pro 3. I'm using it mostly as an alternative to a rather bulky Stream Deck. Whenever I do an online workshop, I take out the tablet, I use an application called Touch Portal to connect to OBS on my PC, and then I can control all the scenes and everything directly from the tablet. As soon as I'm not needing it anymore, I just fold it up, put it neatly back into the desk shelf, and it's out of the way. Coming to my laptop. It is an Alienware M15R4 with 32GB of RAM and a 1TB SSD. I placed it on a very compact laptop stand just to make it a bit easier for the device to get air and make the cooling more efficient. While the laptop has an excellent 4K display, I barely use it. That's simply because of the next item on our list, my monitor. Here, I went for the Samsung C49 RG9. It's a 49-inch curved ultra-wide monitor, which allows me to have the same screen estate as two 27-inch monitors without the annoying gap or bar in between. Additionally, it's clearly fast enough for my playing purposes, and the picture quality is great for watching videos as well. But most importantly, it makes me very efficient during my daily work when I have multiple windows open, when I'm switching around between applications, when I'm presenting or hosting online workshops. The second item on the desk shelf is the Razer Leviathan V2, a soundbar that I bought only recently and has excellent quality for all my purposes, whether it is during video calls or watching content or producing content myself. It's just a pleasure to listen to it. With the subwoofer under my desk, it gives a very full sound and I'm very happy with it. Right next to the soundbar, there is the docking station for my mouse. I'm using a wireless mouse, the Razer Basilisk Ultimate. The docking station keeps the wireless dongle and it serves as a charger for the mouse itself. Apart from its precision, what I really like the most is that it's so customizable. It has plenty of keys to which you can assign shortcuts or even macros. So after a bit of effort, you can really create a very efficient workflow for all the different applications you are moving in. The second peripheral for inputting data is my keyboard. As one would expect, it's right in the middle of my desk, in front of the monitor, so I can, once again, sit very ergonomically while working with it. And I work a lot with it. I frequently have to type and write long text, which means that I'm typing rather quickly by now, sometimes resulting in me hitting the keys very enthusiastically. Since I like mechanical keyboards, this means that sometimes the typing gets very loud. So I decided to go for the Razer Black Widow Elite with yellow switches. These are the most quiet ones, but you still remain with the haptic experience of working on a mechanical keyboard, and for me it's just perfect. Both the keyboard and the mouse rest on a large mousepad. On the one hand, it protects the desktop of course, but on the other hand, this also makes sure that the mouse is always on a surface that allows me to work precisely. In terms of audio recording, I went for the Audio-Technica AT2020 USB Plus microphone. Again, I purchased this I think around 2 years ago and I'm still very happy with it. I'm also recording this video with it right now, and of course I use it during all my video calls. Regarding video input, I went for the Razer Kiyo Pro camera. It supports 1080p 60 and HDR. This is perfect quality for video calls and of course for creating content like YouTube videos. While it can be mounted directly on top of the monitor, I actually put it on the same device mount as my microphone and my light, which we're going to see in a moment. Let's talk about light a bit. I mounted an additional light on the same device mount as the camera and the microphone. It's a small LED panel allowing me to adjust brightness and warmth of the light. I pointed it towards the ceiling, so whenever I turn it on, I can actually use it as a key light, getting much of the light on my face. As you probably noticed, I don't have an actual fill light at the moment, and as a rim light, I just use a normal household lamp, which was anyway mounted already on the wall behind me. I mentioned the device mount several times already, so let's take a closer look at that one. When I was looking for one, my focus was on stability and versatility. As you can see, I have it fixed directly to the desktop, and from there, the main pillar goes up with 3 horizontal arms, one for each of my devices. The last item on my desk is a small desktop whiteboard. I use it for just temporary notes and also for doodling a bit every now and then. It comes with a small drawer on the side where I keep the pens, and it also has a nice little sponge with which I can clean it quickly. While such a whiteboard is not a must-have for being productive, it does help me, and that's why I keep it around. All these devices necessarily come with cables, so let's talk about cable management a bit. Directly on the desk, I collect all the cables with a simple black cable sleeve, which I let run behind my monitor, behind the desk shelf, and behind my laptop. So while it is technically still on the desk and would be visible, it's actually quite hidden and doesn't bother me at all. And then between the desk and the wall, I have all the remaining cables, plus a power strip where everything is plugged in and can be switched off with a single switch when I go on vacation, and the devices don't need to be turned on or even on standby. Save the planet, right? And that's my setup. Or maybe not quite. If you have paid attention during this video, you will have noticed this little guy. I'm not claiming that he helps me with productivity per se, but I still keep him around. It's a bit like a mental stress ball. I look at him and it calms me down in stressful situations. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching. See you next time.